Wonderful, wonderful people. A pleasant evening to everybody. So I was on a live in fairly recent time, and they were talking about work ethic or work ethics and what constitute being an essential worker. We're not talking essential as it relates to, for example, medical doctors, teachers. We're talking about somebody who is an asset as opposed to a liability to a company. And I said I wanted to do a little research on that, to look at the components or the characteristics of what constitute a worker who is an asset or an essential worker as opposed to one who is a liability. And it says a worker becomes an asset to their company, to his or her company, when he or she contribute positively to the growth, development, culture, and success. One, demonstrating reliability, that is being punctual and consistent in attendance and performance. So not just punctuality, you know, because some people struggle with being tardy, but your performance must consistently be of paramount. It must be of excellence, I should say, rather. Meeting deadlines and following through on tasks given. So really you should be exceeding expectation, not just meeting, but exceeding. But if you can't exceed, at least meet it. Showing initiative. Proactively identifying problems and offering solutions. Don't come with your two long hands. You know, like when some people travel and they come back from overseas and they come back and they don't even bring a sweetie, an ice mint, or a chocolate to their colleagues. Whether you get along or not, you know what I mean? It's a good gesture. And especially if you don't even, you may not have a good camaraderie. What you're doing, you're heaping coals of fire on their heads when you buy for everybody across the board. Don't buy for one, buy for all. If 5 people are in the room, you buy for the 5. Don't ever do that where you buy for 4 and you leave one out because you may not be fond of the that's sowing bad seeds and it's going to come back. You're going to have to reap it when it comes back at you. So proactively identifying problems and offering solutions. Try. They may accept it, they may not, but try. Show that you're interested and you want to see some growth. Seeking ways to improve processes, services, and or productivity. 3, upholding integrity and accountability. Being honest and transparent in all dealings. Don't find little bandolo ways to get by. Don't shortchange the company and find little ways that are sinister and malevolent to get by. It will bite you in the butt one day. You will pay penance. You'll pay the piper, and you don't want to do that. Taking responsibility for mistakes and learning from them, especially when they are identified. Don't behave as if no mistake was made. You learn from it and you move forward and try to become better. Continuously learning. No matter who the individual is, it could be Socrates, it could be the late and great, if he were alive, Dr. Miles Monroe, these were brilliant men, knowledgeable men, but they were constantly learning. They were in the quest for learning. They didn't just know something today and didn't know the rest of it tomorrow. You must learn. Read. A lot of people are not reading, and that is why they're not growing, and that is why they're stagnant and negative. Staying updated with industry trends and enhancing skills. It may mean that you need to take a test or do something here or there. So staying updated with industry trends and enhancing skills, you go back to, whether you want to go back to school, take, some short courses, but being open to feedback and willing to grow. But it's just about growth, communicating effectively. Oh gosh, this particular one, a lot of people struggle with it, and suffer greatly and gravely. Sometimes they may do what is so-called expected as it relates to the job duties, but in terms of communication, they struggle, they suffer, and it does not take them over the edge as a worker overall. They don't have that edge. Listening actively. Active listening means you participate, you hear. You don't overtalk somebody, don't talk while they're talking, but you don't have dead air. You know what I mean? Right through. You join in. in the conversation, whether you're introverted or extroverted, and sharing ideas clearly. Be clear and be strident, be fervent, and don't be afraid. Just share it. You know, it will be accepted, yes or no. Being respectful and professional in all interactions. Don't have dead air. Don't have this silent treatment. Don't have this sort of psychological dissonance. You know, and I mean, you have to be very much, you have to be people oriented, even though you're task oriented. That is what makes you a cut above the rest. You know, being a team player. So you don't talk to someone, don't talk to that one. You don't know, unless it is that they have made it clear that they don't want to deal with. That's a different case altogether. But you, in your own space, must always endeavor to do right. Collaborating well with colleagues. Be deliberate in wanting, be intentional in wanting to have a good camaraderie with your colleagues and working with them for the greater good. Be deliberate in that. Don't make it seem as though you're a loafer or you don't care or you don't like them, and it's as though they have to be pulling you, starting conversations with you, you know, driving you to do this or driving you to do that. If something needs to be vetted, you know, you go to them and say, check this out for me, I did this. Can you, you know, you have to build that relationship through communication. And supporting team goals over personal agendas. Remember, it's about the company, about the organization, unless it's your personal brand or personal business. And even then, you still have to employ similar strategies in order for it to grow. Creating value. Helping the company save money, make money, and improve its reputation. Oh my goodness, you are definitely an asset in that sense. You become an asset if you can make them save money, but make money and improve on their reputation. Oh my goodness, that goes without saying. That speaks for itself. Making a measurable impact in one's role or department. You must stand out. You ought to stand out. And in contrast, you know, a liability might display poor attitude. You know, people who, when you go to them, for example, a lot of people don't understand it's not just about the job duties. Your decorum, your dress code tells a lot. If, for example, as a man, you come to work and your shirt is out, or you come without your socks, and you have no belt, or the belt is stripped, I mean, and somebody says, change your belt, put on a socks, put your shirt in, and you, that tells me everything I need to know where you are as a worker. You're not so much of an asset. You're just probably there until maybe the space can be filled. You're not growing. You're not really, you're just ordinary. You know, you're not sharp, you're not focused, you're not strident, you don't want growth. So simple things like that. Lack of motivation, dishonesty or resistance to change, which I mentioned. You know, all of which can negatively affect the team or the organization. And one of the realities is this: any worker that you see becomes a cut above the rest. It is not just their job duties, it is their entire attitude and character, I should say, because personalities vary. You know, where I really appreciate personalities, I see the variation in personalities is in this series that I used to watch, Criminal Minds. And I'm talking about the old series with that gentleman who he was just a cut above the rest. I don't remember his name. He was only in there for a few episodes, or, you know, he was like, he could see right through anybody. He could see the generalship, the trickery, you know. He was able to solve cases, short, you know, big man. And, you know, he had different personalities. You know, the girl with the holy push, she liked the colors and the bright fanfare, and all of them had different personalities. But they were able to make the personalities gel. They become harmonious, and because of that, they were able to excel in their own area of speciality and the togetherness. Because with unity, there is strength and power. So personalities will differ. Don't make people tell you, oh, personality. Criminal Minds is a good one to watch, especially the old one. You know, how all of them were very good in their own space. That man was a little cut above the rest, but they were able to work together. So it's about unity, harmony, and all the other things mentioned. So be that great worker today. Guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe and give me one of those lions. No, 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 no.